This is not a video to make you feel overwhelmed and be like, oh, my whole house is killing me. I mean, it is, but like, let that wash over you and just realize everything is trying to kill you and that you can't control everything all of the time. Never, ever, 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 ever microwave plastic. This is where our bodies rest and digest. It should feel safe and not like a burden.
Welcome to Under the Sun Podcast.
I'm Irene.
And I'm Ilea. We're so glad you're here. Grab a hot
or iced coffee and join us as we talk about everything under the sun.
Hey guys, good morning and welcome to today's podcast. I'm excited to be here with you today, but a couple of little maintenance items before we get started. Once again, I'm here by myself because actually I'm recording this in June when our buddy Irene is still renovating her RV. I will have an update for you soon on that. She'll be back on and she can give us a rundown on what's been going on with that. Two, I also have an incubator down here where I have there's just this constant hum. Would you hear? Listen for it. Do you hear it? Where I had a chicken, a broody chicken, abandon her clutch. So I have like 25 eggs. Actually, I had a bunch of chicken. Doesn't matter. Nobody cares. But I have an incubator down here that just has a nice dull hum the whole time. So ignore that. But today we're going to talk about ways to detox your home. I know a lot of times we talk about our person, and that is so important, and some of these kind of overlap today. Also, I'm pregnant and I'm winded, so just be kind. But I've just thought about like things that come naturally to me now, kind of being like 10 years-ish into this non-tox lifestyle. To me, it's just actually like going back to the original design. We only have become toxic in the last like, I don't know, 50 years or so. This is just kind of used to be the natural way of living before. So I just want to talk about a couple ways that we can detox our home and improve our quality of life kind of for free. And there's a couple items of things that we can improve. But yeah, let's just get started. I do have my laptop here with some notes. So sorry if I'm kind of like looking down, but I want to make sure, especially with not having a co-host. I sounded very Canadian when I say that, co-host, where we like bounce off of each other of like ideas and stuff. It's kind of, this laptop is my co-host today. So forgive me if I'm looking down a lot, but let's just go ahead and get started. Why detoxing your home matters. What are some what's the context behind that? So I'm thinking air quality, care products, cleaning products, Glade plugins, or like things that make your home smell good, or fabric softener, or laundry detergents. Those things are like things we get so used to that we don't even think of them as bad for us. I think some of us, it depends, there's a scale, right, of non-toxic. There's like newbies, moderates, and then or extreme gals. I feel like I kind of land between like the middle and extreme right now in this season of life. But outdoor air quality, even if you live in the city, is cleaner air quality most of the time than in people's homes. So that being said, that's something like we need to be prioritizing, is making sure that our air quality in our home is really well. And I have some tips for that here in just a little bit. But obviously we all know about the connection between environmental health and our like well-being, our hormones, our allergies, our energy, all of it is connected. And I know people are gonna be like, Lelia, don't be silly. This little Glade plugin isn't enough to ruin my hormones. I'm gonna stop doing that voice right now. And it's not just the Glade plugin. It's, my husband and I were just talking about it this morning, and we're gonna have him on the podcast to talk about like what he does as a man to reduce the toxins for his body so that he can live a long and healthy life. So that's coming up. So be on the lookout for that. But it's a cumulative effect. Like, we're not talking about this one Glade plugin, this one nonstick pan is gonna be the death of you. But over time, it might be like long-term use paired with crappy perfume, crappy deodorant, other nonstick pans, putting your stuff in plastic all the time. All of those things start to add up into your bucket. And eventually it's gonna overflow, and that's gonna come in a different forms. It could be the big C, it could be hormonal acne, it could be low libido, it could be fertility problems, it could be hair loss. Like the list is never ending, and like the kind of overflow of toxins in our bucket. It doesn't really, it's not like a one size fits all. Usually the symptoms are kind of pretty broad. So especially important for, it's important all of the time. Let me be clear about this. But it's especially important when it affects the next generation. So I would say even 10 years prior, like if you're like, I'm nowhere near having kids, it's important now because your body keeps score. And if you're just letting every toxin in, then it's going to affect your egg quality, your husband's sperm quality, which is going to impact your child's health, which will affect your toddler's health, which will like impact your life if your kid is metabolically unwell. So, okay, we can go ahead and just get jumped into this. Hey, Dave, you don't have to be quiet.
Are you talking about sperm quality?
Yeah.
I see.
I already gave a disclaimer that well, actually, I don't think I did. I'm in my kitchen. My kid's in there watching Guess How Much I Love You, and my husband's upstairs getting dressed to go work on a tractor, right?
Well, now I'm getting dressed.
Are you naked?
No.
Oh, that's no fun. Anyways, okay, so start small, room by room. This is not a video to make you feel overwhelmed and be like, oh, my whole house is killing me. I mean, it is, but like, let that wash over you and just realize everything is trying to kill you and that you can't control everything all of the time. And the stress that you feel is not going to make you any healthier. So you just have to accept the grace that God gives us and say, I'm gonna do the best I can with what I have right now. And honestly, like as a lady who is 6 months pregnant and I have a toddler and I have a homestead and a husband and different business ventures, there are different seasons for a low tox lifestyle. Like I would love to be, I wanted to say balls to the walls, but I would love to be gung-ho the whole time, all the time. But you just have to be realistic, like with your season and where you're at and what you're capable of doing. And you don't want to be a stress monster especially in your reproductive era. Hi, you want to make a cameo?
I think you're doing just fine without me. I've been wearing the same clothes for 3 days.
Okay.
You're doing great. Can
Thanks.
I fill up my water?
Yeah, do what you gotta do. That's actually something I'm gonna talk about. Your water quality. Actually, it's probably the most expensive thing that like is like an add-on that you can do to improve your home. I wish we would have done it sooner because actually we spent way more money having Irish Springs. Irish Springs?
I think that's soap.
That is soap.
No, is it?
Something Springs, water. It's like a delivery service. Yeah, something Springs. We had water delivered. A big 5-gallon jug we'd have to like have delivered to our home. We had this whole special unit, which was fine for a season. Love you. Bye. It was fine for a season, but it was like an additional thing to manage. So we had the jugs we had to put out on time, the jugs we had to like load back in, depending on the season, how girthy or pregnant or postpartum or whatever. Like, and if Dave was at work, that was just it's just all that to say, we actually spent way more money long term doing that for like 3 years than just having this home filtration system installed under the sink. I can post a link to the one we have. It is, hey, what filtration system do we have?
Aquasure.
It's Aquasure. Dave got it off of Amazon, and then you can buy the refill cartridges. And the only thing about it is like it's reverse osmosis, and so it takes out a lot. It takes out pesticides, birth control, heavy metals. But the problem with that is it removes then a lot of the minerals too. So I would highly recommend just adding back minerals, whether that's in like Celtic sea salt, getting some humic and fulvic minerals from Beam Minerals. That's a good source. Trace minerals, adding it back to your water. We add it every single time. But anyways, Dave installed a unit underneath our sink. And it has been like the most convenient thing ever. And honestly, like we save so much money by not getting things delivered. And I know Irene would say this too. Like they got one as well, and they had just been doing 1-gallon jugs from the grocery store, and they ended up having to like do this whole thing where they were filtering their water through like a coffee filter because there were so many microplastics, like so many plastics. I wouldn't even say micro, like chunks of plastic they would find in their water just from getting the jugs. So like, yeah, not to mention microplastics. But anyways, that's a big thing. I only mentioned that because Dave was in here and kind of going back and forth. But that was a big one that we did to detox our kitchen. Something else you can do to detox your kitchen is like ditch all the plastics, especially when it comes to storage, like putting your food in the refrigerator. You don't want your hot food that you just cooked and spent all this time and got healthy, you know, the best ingredients you could afford, and then my friggin' dog and his nails was so loud. Doing the best with what I got. You just spent your hard-earned money on food, and then you cooked it on your stainless steel pan, and then you put it into plastic and you put it in the fridge. Most of the time it's probably still hot, and then that hot activate, like it will leach BPAs. Even if it says BPAs, like they had to replace that chemical with something else, which I think is like, I can't remember the acronym. They had to replace it with something else, which I'm sure eventually is going to come out as just as toxic. So highly recommend just throwing away all of the plastics, all the lids, and replacing it with glass and or like medical grade silicone. That's the one that leaches the least amount. But also like never, ever, 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 ever microwave plastic and then consume whatever liquid is inside, because you're basically just drinking schmancer. So that's something very easy you can do and very affordable, and like just do these things slowly. You can also, I go to the thrift store all the time. You can do it after work, to pop in for 15 minutes. They have lots of glassware, like Goodwill. Like I don't support Goodwill, but like I popped in there the other day and they had like a whole bunch of glassware with like, yes, it has plastic lids, but just make sure like your food doesn't touch the top. Then you take the lid off and then reheat it however you reheat. We have an oven or a toaster oven thing. But it's very easy once you like get your mindset around like this is for our long-term metabolic health. As you think about detoxing your home, you also probably need to think about detoxing your colon and your liver and your kidneys and all those things. My ice machine, sorry. What you can do is do a parasite cleanse, and we love all the tinctures at ROGERSHOOD. They have a whole bunch of different options for, well, they have one parasite cleanse called Perfume, but they also have like a lymph drainage and all sorts of product to make you and your body feel better and detoxified. So make sure you go over to ROGERSHOOD.com and use code UTSB10 for 10% off to not only detox your body, but get those worms that are sucking the life out of you gone. Don't use nonstick. Use only stainless steel, cast iron, or some of the ceramic brands when it comes to cookware. I actually just did, I can post it, I can link it. You probably saw it on my Instagram stories, but I had to replace our brand new crock pot. Not brand new, it's probably been like 6 months. But I did, like, everything has to happen in seasons, because like we didn't have the money allocated to buy a new crock pot, because I just bought it for like $100, bought a 10-quart crock pot, and I got these lead strips on a whim, and I started like testing everything at my house, and that was a mistake. And my crock pots, both my crock pots, came through as like, it was like immediately lead, and I was like, excellent. And so I was like, Dave, like I make so much, and I'm prepping so much postpartum food. We have to make it in the budget. Like we have to figure it out. And he was like, absolutely. Like, and that's what's great is my husband is an educated man and knows about toxins and stuff and cares about our long-term health. And so he's like, yeah, like let's make it happen. And so I got a used unit actually off of Amazon. So it was like $70 off by just getting like an open box one. But it's allegedly PFA free, lead free, all the free and non-toxic crock pot. So I'll let you know how it works long term. But replacing these things will absolutely help for your metabolic health long term. Switch to a natural dish soap and cleaning spray. This goes into phases in different seasons of our life. Right now I can link basically like what I use to make ours. It's basically just like vinegar, water, and then a more affordable essential oil on Amazon. and then a glass amber jar, which sounds like bougie and obnoxious, but every time I make my own cleaner in like a plastic jar, I think the essential oils kind of eventually erode and clog up something in like the plastic head. I don't know what it is, but like these jars don't seem to clog and don't seem to like have that much wear over time, if that makes sense. So, but I always make that because that's easy, but sometimes dish soap, sometimes I go for just like the healthiest option that's on the shelf in the grocery store. And then sometimes, most of the time I just have like an auto ship from Amazon of like Castile soap, and then that's what we use, and we kind of just modify it as we go. I'll try to link the stuff as much as I can down below or in my Amazon storefront. So watch for BPAs in canned food and like fake healthy labels. We already talked about how to read a label and all that stuff, but it's just something to be mindful of, that like also the canned food that we have, all that canned food we bought in 2020, 2021, that is probably about to expire. And we're like, oh, we should just eat this. A lot of it has BPA because like, I don't know if you guys are like us, we went at buying like there's only cheap stuff available. And so I was like, no, I'd rather just like, no offense to our dogs, just feed this to our dogs instead of eating this. But anyways, we'll go back to the beginning of my list because I've kind of jumped around a little bit, but like in the bathroom, swap out conventional cleaners for DIY. We talked about this with just like a vinegar solution. You can go to ChatGPT and figure out what the sterilizing process looks like. Because I know a lot of people are like, oh, vinegar doesn't clean anything, doesn't sterilize. For one thing, why do you need your home to be sterilized? We are not sterile people. Like we have like we have a microbiome on our skin. We don't need a sterile environment. What you do need is these to be sanitized, and vinegar sanitizes. So like the idea, you can look it up on ChatGPT or on Google, whatever. But if you spray like your table, you can't just like immediately wipe it up. You just kind of like spray, and then usually I then go spray the countertops and then the island, and then start the Roomba, and then I like start with the first thing I sprayed, and then I wipe backwards because it kind of just needs to sit a little bit to kind of like sanitize. So do that even in your bathrooms. We actually have one spray bottle per like room. We have what is it called? A tri-level. And so like I have like zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. And so down in zone 1, I have a cleaning spray bottle made, and one here in our kitchen, and then one upstairs in the bathroom. And then all of them we just use paper towels. Someday, maybe I'll have the bandwidth to actually wash our own paper towels, but that's not coming anytime soon. So I have like a cleaning station in every single unit, which I actually kind of feel like I'm getting a handle on like how to be a homemaker in an efficient way that doesn't make me want to pull my hair out. So if you guys want that video, let me know of like what habits and routines I have set up in my home to where I am tidy. I'm not clean necessarily. Like we're not like, I wouldn't lick off the floor, but we're tidy frequently as someone who is not a tidy person. Anyways, don't use those like toilet Clorox things. Your toilet does not need Clorox, and man, the off-gassing and that is so bad for you. And your shower, don't ever use bleach. Don't ever use any of that like Clorox spritz stuff, because like that combined with mold actually makes the mold more toxic and airborne, and it's super bad for you. So like vinegars is hella effective in the bathroom, hella effective. Just use it 100%. Like take your jug up, throw your little spray bottle on top, and then clean it like with hot water. And that is way more effective of getting like mildew and stuff off long-term in a non-toxic fashion than bleach ever will be. Bleach is the biggest con in history. Let me just tell you that. Okay, obviously shampoos, body washes, and deodorants are something in the bathroom that you probably need to swap out. Deodorants, I make my own. It's super easy. I can send me a DM on Instagram and I'll send you my recipe. I should probably just do a video on that. Gosh darn it. So many to-do list items. Body wash, jokes on y'all. I don't have a body wash because I don't wash my body. I fully believe that the skin is a microbiome, and if like something feels off, I'll just use a coconut oil and a little bit of Castile soap. Like if something's like if I need to, I don't know, go extra, I don't know, sterile, I guess. But most of the time I don't. I fully believe that our skin microbiome is exactly what it needs to be. Make sure, obviously, toothpaste are fluoride-free, dye-free, as much as you can. And replace, obviously, like any air fresheners. I feel like air fresheners are always in the bathroom, and like fragrant, like artificial fragrance, like bath salts and stuff are always super prevalent in like people's bathrooms that we go to. Just ditch it for like an essential oil diffuser or a baking soda diffuser, and it makes your house so much better. I forget if I said this because I got confused by Dave, but I air out my house every morning. So for the most part, unless it's like stupid muggy, because you know what I mean, like it's been stupid muggy this last week. But that was like on the 92-degree day I didn't do it, but most other days I did do it. I just, like I wake up, and as I'm like opening the curtains and the blinds and stuff, because like that's like a part of my morning like wake up routine, to like wake up my house, I also just like open the windows as I go. And then I go through the whole house and open up all the blinds and curtains and stuff. And then once I like get through all of them, I basically just go back around and then close them. So I just like aired out for like 5 minutes, and I noticed a huge difference in just like, do you know that like just dull smell? We also have dogs in the house, which I do not recommend. And it helps just like get their smell out, if you know what I mean. Now, detox your laundry room. Stop using fabric softener. I know a lot of people like just cling like to fabric softener because they think the smell of their clothes being good, like again, good is relative. It now smells bad to me. Like people who are like, oh yeah, those crunchy people stink. It's like, well, I think you stink, okay? Great, I would rather smell like my natural musk than smell like artificial fragrance, because I know your hormones are jacked and mine aren't. Sorry to get petty. But white vinegar is a really great way to strip that fabric. Like when I buy secondhand clothes and it's just like doused in all of the scents, I basically like do like 2 or 3 cups of white vinegar in the wash load on hot, and that gets it to go pretty quickly. Fragrance-free detergents, did I say that already? Stop using dryer sheets. I don't really have a problem with statics and switching to non-toxic. I also have a video on my personal channel of the powder laundry detergent I make myself. I make it twice a year. Not in the I would triple the quantity of the amount I made on my video. And I make it twice a year, and it's awesome. And I sometimes spot clean with like a different bar of soap. I'll have to post it. It's not 100% non-toxic, but sometimes like I need my clothes to not be grease stained, you know what I mean? Anyways, you can use a wool dryer ball if you want with like essential oils, but I have found that like it's not worth the money that the essential oils cost, and I'd rather just things smell neutral. Like I don't care. I don't care. Obviously, we know detox our personal care products, so deodorants, foundations, lotions, sunscreens, face washes. I feel like that's one that people forget a lot. Like everything's non-toxic except for my face wash. And I'm like, okay, well, most of the time you use your face wash and then you put like your non-toxic skincare on top of it. And it's like, okay, you're just kind of like trapping in that face. Anyways, you can use apps like EWG, Think Dirty to scan these products. And like, you don't have to do it all at once. But like if you wouldn't literally squirt your foundation in your mouth and be able to eat it because it's such a clean ingredient, you really shouldn't be putting it on your skin. Especially, like, I'm sorry, it sucks, but like, especially if you're a woman, especially if you're like, you have a goal for your health. This is like your whole lymphatic system right here, and you're putting like crappy endocrine disrupting makeup. Just like knock it off. Just stop wearing makeup. Also, who needs it? I've kind of just jumped around. Sorry, I'm terrible at following lists. But air quality, open windows daily for fresh air. I totally do this. We have houseplants in every single room, multiple houseplants in every single room, especially in our room. We have snake plants, and we just have a whole bunch. Maybe I'll just post a photo of every single one because I don't even know the variety of them, but they help absorb toxins from the air. I mean, that's really, really helpful. Let me tell you that one way that you can reduce the toxins in your home is by replacing your kids' diapers. EveryLife is a pro-life Christian conservative brand that kind of got sick of the mainstream diaper brands being against all the things that they believed in and giving all their money to Planned Parenthood and all those type of people. So they created their own non-toxic diaper, which all the other brands are toxic, and brought us, you know, the EVERYLIFE diaper. And they donate to pregnancy resource centers. They're just good people, good products. We use them. We're potty training right now, so hopefully we'll be out of them. But the second we get out of them, we're about to have another baby. So we're actually gonna do EVERYLIFE again for our second baby, and we'll be able to experience the whole spectrum because we've only been able to do the like pull-ups for adults pull-ups for the toddlers. So if you use code UTSP10, give it a try. They're not crazy expensive. You can do it on an auto ship and they'll be mailed right to your door, and it's super convenient. So let us know if you've tried it and what you think. You can be fancy and get like an air doctor, HEPA filter, things like that. That's great if you have the money and the finances. If not, like a box fan with just like a filter on top and in a couple of rooms does a world of difference. That costs like $5. Also, yeah, like we use essential oil diffuser, baking soda diffuser. A way you can digitally detox your home is to like turn off your Wi-Fi at night. There's a little thing you can plug your Wi-Fi into that'll automatically turn it off at like a certain time, whatever time you set it every single night, and it helps you sleep better, which makes your quality of life better, reduces EMF exposure. I am not gonna lie, I would love our bedroom to be a phone-free zone and like a tech-free zone, but that is just not feasible for Dave. He likes to have his phone by his head being charged. Yes, not even my husband is not participating in that. I would love for like our phones to be like in our bathroom charging, and then we could hear the alarm, but he needs it for something we're working on. But like Leo has no TV in her room. All she has in her room is a Yoto. Like we like to have very peaceful, like, I think I'll maybe do an episode about how I've drastically reduced her toys and it's made her life so much simpler. It makes my life so much simpler because I don't have like 30 million toys everywhere. I'm not like frustrated and overstimulated because there's just toys on the floor all the time. But like we have just drastically reduced our inventory in life, and it's made our life so much better. Yeah, mindset stuff that like you're not failing if you're not doing this 100%. Like we all have our things that we compromise on. Like I have Ziploc bags. Guys, I know Ziploc bags are bad. Oh, they're so terrible. Yeah, they are. But that is something like I have to weigh financial investment. I have to weigh time and energy right now. I have to weigh like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have a baby in a couple months, and I need to make sure I have like, I want to make sure I'm not going to be up. I'm going to be in bed for 2 weeks postpartum. And like Dave's going to be responsible for all the food. He's a great cook, but he only has like 5 meals he makes that are good. So like, I'm trying to meal prep as much as we can so that we can both be present with our new baby. So like we have Ziploc bags, and that's what like I'm meal prepping, letting the food completely cool. And depending on what it is, like I might put like parchment paper around it and then put it in the plastic Ziploc, and then putting it in our deep freezer to help meal prep. So like we all have our things. Don't stress out about it. Do the best you can with what you have, and it's always progress over perfection. You just do what you can. Small swaps at a time, guys. It doesn't have to be huge. It's fine. Just little bits. Give yourself some grace and celebrate where like, oh my gosh, like I remember. Like me, I remember when like I used to think fragrance smelled clean and good. It's not. And now like I just remember like the first time I was like, oh, like yuck, like that makes my head hurt. Like that's crazy. Like that's my response now. I'm like, oh, like I'm actually like healing my body of thinking that's a good thing. You can share what you're learning with your family, like in your immediate space. I would say that like Dave was not a non-toxic dude at all. When I met him, I mean, I wasn't non-toxic. I was like eating like rice and hot sauce out of a like microwave rice thing. Like that, I was not non-toxic, but I slowly brought him along to where like now he's like, oh my gosh, like you were right all along. And like, oh my gosh, Joe Rogan was right, or whatever whatever source he chooses to to accept, but like it's true. Like he has come a long way because I've been like, oh my gosh, did you know that like that microwaves reduce nutrients in your food, and that storing your food in plastic increases the microplastic content in your food, which then gets stored in your liver and your organs and eventually can cause the C word. And then he's like, what are you talking about? That's crazy. It's like being curious, like, don't be like, you're terrible for using, degree deodorant. Instead be like, hey, like, did you know? Like, or, oh my gosh, like blame it on Instagram. Go find an Instagram reel. There's plenty of non-toxic people who are like, oh my gosh, did you see this? The degree deodorant is like, contains like fragrance and actually like can lead to like erectile dysfunction for men. And then I'm not saying that's true. I'm just saying like use the tools that are out there wisely and get people on board, because they won't do it until it actually like hit close to home. Yeah, I would also say like reduce your clutter to detox your home, because if your home feels peaceful, you'll feel peaceful. If your home doesn't feel chaotic, you won't feel chaotic. Plus if you have fresh air, plus if you're cooking on the right stuff, like I didn't know like your home could be not a source of like, oh, like every moment of every single day I have to clean up. Every spare moment, the weekends are just filled with me catching up all the time. Like I had to reach my breaking point of like, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of putting away the same stuff or putting in systems or donating it or throwing it in the trash. Because like in order for our home, like this is where we live. This is where our bodies rest and digest. It should feel safe and not like a burden. And so I would say top 3 things to send you out the door with is open your windows daily. Honestly, like get in the word. Saturate your home with like the word of God. I have like little sticky notes, nothing fancy, with just Bible verses that like I like whatever I've been reading. If something like struck a chord with me and I need a reminder of like be thankful in every season, I'll slap it right by the sink so that I'm reminded that like, hey, like I prayed for these days. I prayed to be home with my kids all the time. I prayed to be able to have the time to cook the food that we want. I prayed for this. So like act like it. So like adjust your mindset. I say third thing is, to limit it to 3, I would probably say tangible. Is just replace your cleaning products. You basically just need vinegar, essential oil, and water to replace all of the cleaning products in your home. And you'll never regret it. It's just a thing to get used to. Like some people think, like Dave took a while to get used to the vinegar smell. I like the smell of vinegar. And if you have a hard time, just add a crap ton of essential oils. And it doesn't have to be bougie essential oils. Like just get like an affordable brand off Amazon. And that is a great way. Just like one step a week will look really different in a year. Like one item a week, gotten rid of, detox, like reducing your inventory will look a lot different in a year. So like it feels slow, but you will absolutely never regret it.
This content is for educational purposes only and is not intended as medical advice.
Please do your own research and find a trusted medical professional for personalized guidance and advice.
We are not responsible for your decisions based on the information you hear on this podcast.
Bye.
Bye.